Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Crashy, and today we're going to be talking about some Fortnite, specifically some of the kind of controversial things that have been going on. And you know, if you've been following my channel, if you follow my take on everything, you kind of know where I stand. But I'll kind of like summarize, talk about some specifics, and overall kind of just try to recap this a little more than a week type of event. So essentially, the position is this, and I do this all the time. I love it. I love even bringing it up. I don't know what I'm titling this, but you guys will have an idea of what's going on here. But the 8.2 patch dropped, and that was the addition of the arena ranked mode, which I think is great. And I've talked about arena and what I think about it. I don't think it's a great ranking system, but I think the fact that we have one and that it's separate is perfect. That's what we've been rallying for. We'll hopefully see changes and get a better system and you know, see that evolve over time, because it is an evolution of, you know, the game and of how it's played, and you know, the varying types of play and players that play the game. And then we saw the siphon settings, you know, increased farming rate and mats on kill removed from the public matches. And this is really kind of like the heart of the discussion. This is really where, you know, you've seen a massive outcry. Daquan, Ninja, you know, Myth, anybody that even kind of plays for content, anybody that even just wants to, you know, be a professional player but doesn't always want to have to play arena mode and doesn't want to have to sit in, you know, 15-20 minute queues all the time. Anyone that streams this game and plays pubs is not happy with it. And you know, just, I don't have to do it. You don't have, you know, I don't have to put it on the screen for you. You all know. You can go look at any social media, anything that's directly related to Fortnite, and you will see Revert being spammed. And I think this is powerful because it shows two really big things. One, I think this is one of the few times where almost unanimously, and I'm going to say almost because obviously there's people like Tifu who don't think it belongs in public games, and there's going to be people that don't care. Like, I don't personally care what's in public games, but I think it's better for the game just to be in. So I don't really care, to be honest, but it's worth talking about because we've seen something happen based on it. This is like one of the first times where I feel like the full community is just completely against this change, and quite literally, since the 8.2 patch, Epic has said nothing. They have not said anything about it. They've come out with, you know, their trailer for the reboot van, and they've, you know, did the promo image and the announcement of the Ruin skin, and you know, that brought its own meme saying, people saying the game is already ruined, yada yada yada. But again, we've gone completely unanswered. And from my perspective, I feel like it's really irresponsible from Epic. I think they have a responsibility to take the game and the platform that they have and to do something really big with it. And they are. I mean, they're putting on these crazy esports events. They're, you know, making changes to the map and the seasons and everything like that. And that's all good and great. But where did the disconnect happen between Epic and like listening to their player base? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we're still the consumers, and the biggest thing is that money talks, and people are going to still play, people are going to still buy things, and that's why it doesn't really matter to them. But it should be more than that. Like, they should feel connected to the people that are playing their game. And when you have such a big outcry, like, you remember the sword? How fast they took that out of the game, essentially? And they even said, like, hey, look, this was a mistake. And hear me out. Epic is trying to do big things. Epic is doing big things. I don't blame them for trying things. I don't blame them for taking risks and being bold and using the talent that they have to develop things and to make changes to do that. But when it doesn't work, and when we tell you it doesn't work, and again, I say we as in like it's majority of the community, there's nothing wrong with just biting the bullet, taking the hit, and saying, hey, look, we're sorry, we hear you, you don't like this change, we're going to revert it. It's not a problem. In fact, we'll respect you more for it. But this non-communication, this like blatant disrespect for the community and the wishes of the players is concerning. And I feel like, again, there's two major points or two major things that come to mind whenever I'm talking about this topic. And the first one is that it's crazy to me that so many people are against Epic right now. It's crazy to watch every big content creator actually not stick up for them. It's crazy to me to see Courage tweet out and say, hey, look, I'm not having fun on Fortnite, I'm gonna play other games. It's crazy for me to see Ninja saying, like, he's been raging at them, and that's crazy to me. And these are their word of mouth marketers. These are their big promoters, the people that they ship out stuff for free, the people that they invite to their events and do all their promo stuff with, and they're not even keeping them happy. And that's a big mistake. But then for the regular community to also just like totally be on board, it's not just the pro community, it's not the casual community, and them have said nothing. I mean, literally said nothing. You can't find a Reddit post, there's no blog, there's no update, there's no communication at all, and this is the pitfall. If Epic has a bigger plan, a bigger picture, maybe they plan to have regular pubs, siphon pubs, and arena, if there was something in the works, some reason, some way this makes sense, they need to communicate that with us. Because otherwise this is going to happen. I mean, and even if there is a bigger plan and they know it's going to be fine, we don't know that. So we're reacting based on what we have and what we've seen and what we've been told, which is nothing. And so, I don't know. I think this is a really bad look on Epic Games. I think whenever people get mad, you say, oh, the game's in the worst state it's ever been. I don't know what Epic is doing. I don't know why they made planes. I don't know why they would throw a sword in. I don't know why they make changes, 10 days before an event. When these are all valid things to say, but this is the first time I feel like it's been this weighted. This is the first time I feel like it's had this much validity. And then Epic Games announced their state of competitive development or whatever they called it, and they basically told us that stretched resolution is going away. Now, hear me out, because I have an opinion on this. I played 1600, I played native, went down to 1600, went down to 1444 by 1080, and now I'm back to playing native. And it's not a problem. It's not that I was inherently looking, and I'm speaking from my own perspective, it's not that I was inherently looking for a natural advantage. It's just that it was stretched resolution is literally a better way to play the game. And that is not the problem of the players, it's a problem of the developer, because you have not given us the tools or developed the game properly enough, one, for optimization for better frames, which stretch resolution gives, and two, for FOV control, FOV slider, or just a better natural, general, default FOV. I don't understand why the game feels so zoomed in on native. I don't understand why we're not allowed to play stretched if that's our only workaround. I don't get it. I don't know why Epic is doing this 7 days, 10 days, whatever it is, before, massive World Cup qualifiers, and then the introduction of the reboot van, which we don't really even have enough details on. I don't know if that's just going to be squads. I'm kind of hoping it's just squads. And their trailer gives me a little hint that it might only just be squads, but you just don't know. We don't know. We haven't gotten the nerf to ballers yet, which have been a problem throughout this season since they were introduced. And ultimately, on a lot of these issues, a lot of the things that people are outcrying about and having discussions about and talking about, the biggest problem is just a lack of communication. So, I've kind of said my piece. I'm definitely against Epic on this one. I don't support this. I feel like this is the pinnacle of greed, because Epic is in a situation where, and I'm going to give them the credit for this, they're in a situation where they're so successful it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They're making so much money, they can do whatever they want, and it doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter if you like it. It doesn't matter if you hate it. It doesn't matter at all. They can make the changes that they want to make because we're still playing the game. And it's still a great game at its core. The skeleton of this game is amazing, and there are so many changes that I would propose. There's so many things that I'd like to see them do for the casuals, for the competitive, for the professional scene, with vehicles, without vehicles. I mean, there's so much, and the craziest part is that they just don't have to. And it's very obvious, in my opinion, that there are people that work inside Epic. I don't know, I don't want to say what departments, I don't want to say only executives, but it's very obvious to me that the people inside Epic just don't give a shit. There are 100%. It's not a question. It's a matter of who and why in some way. And we'll never get those answers. But there are people that look at all this and they say, whatever. Who fucking, Twitter's not again? Who cares? Whatever. It's a small percentage of the player base. They're either so dumb themselves or they just don't care. And in any case, I think this is important to note, because I think this is a big part of the story that is Fortnite. And this will always go down in history with Fortnite. Whenever this game is dead and gone, or whenever people talk about this game, this is all an accident. Nobody planned for Fortnite BR to get this big. Save the World was a like a tower defense-y kind of like, you know, PvE game that had cool mechanics in it that nobody knew was going to be insane for PvP. And that's how it turned out to be. So they have an insane responsibilities on their shoulders and these massive shoes that they didn't even know they needed to fill, and they can't. And that's fine, because again, I'm going to give credit. They have an insanely talented developer team, but whoever's calling the shots, whoever is disregarding things, whoever is making light, whoever is looking at the analytics and not the relationships and not the people that actually, you know, fund everything that's going on, the people that really play this game, the ones that are, you know, your word of mouth marketers, your big streamers, your community, the people that are, anybody that has, you know, even an ounce of a reason to spam Revert or to give their opinion, to voice their opinion, to make a video like this, you should be listening. And so for Epic, from my perspective, it's embarrassing. It's really embarrassing, and I'm disappointed. I don't want to just say like, I'm pissed off, it's stupid, Epic sucks. They don't suck. They're smart. They're insanely talented people. But something's wrong, and I can't even fully describe it, because I'm not sure. If I had to put my finger on it, I think there are executives at the game, people that are, you know, the owners of Epic, or, you know, the big chief operators, the directors of the projects, whatever those titles are, that are just not in tune with even the developers in their own studio. Because I guarantee you there are people walking into Epic Games Studios and they're sad about the state of the game. There are people that go to work every day at Epic Games and they're disappointed with their own product, and there's nothing they can do about it. So whatever, dude. I'm just, you know, Joseph. I just live in Texas. I don't matter. This opinion doesn't really matter, but anybody that wants to hear it. So that's my take, and it's disappointing. I was gonna say disconcerting. It is. I don't know if we're gonna see changes. Maybe it takes another big launch like Apex to drive some of that, but honestly, Apex is kind of falling flat right now. So we don't even have that rival competition that we kind of desperately need. So we'll see what happens. But that's my thoughts. Hope you enjoyed the video. I definitely appreciate you for hanging out. Please, you know, give me a like on the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Please subscribe, put on post notifications. I'm trying to do the YouTube thing a little bit more now, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.